co-hosts here, Kathy and Leon. Ava Laura is usually with us, but she is super, super duper busy uh, handling her business. So we're going to get her on next time. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I got other stuff playing in the background. Um, but today we're talking about free versus paid and what platforms you should be starting off with to get your business going. Leon and I were having a bit of a debate before we got started with this live stream today because Leon believes that you shouldn't, do you believe that you shouldn't start off with a free platform, or you just believe you should just pay for the platform just to, as soon as you think you're going to start a business, you should just pay for the platform? What is your actual thought on that? And we're talking about like email marketing, landing pages, whatever you need for your business, right? Websites, all that good stuff, even though Leon doesn't like websites.
Before I start another day, guess what? We're having a summit this week. Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Which has been a task and a half, let me tell you guys. We aren't going to have a whole case study about like what we had to go through to put this together for y'all. But anyway, go ahead, Leon.
I'm going to start. Listen, we don't know who we are under the day. My name is Leon Henry. I'm the CEO, founder of the company called Caribbean Online Training. We've trained over 2,000 people in the Caribbean alone to successfully work online, and they use it in their daily lives. I'm also the CEO and founder of the company called LL Marketing Consultants, where we focus on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, you name it, everything e-commerce and more, so you can put your feet up and just rest and just feel comfortable that it will take care of yourself. All right. So before I start, I just want to welcome everybody that's joining us from all the way around the world and that they've hopped on. Tell you what, just post this particular live stream if you have. It's at the very, very bottom. If you're on the actual desktop, share this on your friends and family, whatever. Get everybody that is in business on this call, because we're going in and you're going to have some great information. So before I ask this, I want to introduce our wonderful friend here and lovely companion and marketing buddy. He's down there. I don't know where you see on your, actually up there, down there, left, right. Who are you? Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kathy E. Smith. That is Kathy with the C, also known as Resource Rita. And I am the founder of C-Square Internet Marketing Strategies. And what I help business owners do is get on the right platform in front of the right audience with the right tools and resources, which we are going to be talking about tonight. Free versus paid.
Yay, 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 yay. And my name is Jessica. I go by Joss Speaks, and I'm moving my microphone over. I am a digital marketing SME. I teach experts how to share their expertise with more people utilizing digital media. What else do I do? I'm just a really, really dope individual, as all of my dope individuals are here. So as Kathy said, today we're talking about free versus paid. Yeah, so we started off the conversation with I think you should start off with a free email marketing software. And I always recommend for people to go with MailChimp. Although it's not the easiest to use when you first start, once you get into the process of using the platform, you're totally okay. You can do pretty much anything you want to do with it. They now have websites. MailChimp has landing pages. MailChimp connects to your Square account.
We lost you, Jessica.
Your Square account. Sorry, I had to yell at kids. So it connects to pretty much everything you needed to connect with. So if you have, like I said, once again, if you have a Square account and you're selling things via Square, so your kids are asking me questions. So you see me doing a live stream?
That's okay.
Hold on.
Let's bring her in. No, you can't bring her in on the show.
Okay, I was going to bring her in. No, I am a mom of 6, so.
Do you want to take care of that, Jessica? As Jessica said, free or versus paid applications we're talking about today. And if you're doing free or paid applications, it's most important to understand what is free. Why are you really using the free application? We're going to touch on this, I think, from the whole presentation, because it is a very, very big subject, and there's no right or wrong way to look at it. I mean, whatever you choose. But I mean, we're gonna have quite a debate on what applications are out there, which is free, because let's start. I mean, all right, in our businesses, I mean, are we as a whole group here? Are we using a free or paid application? Group? Is that a yes or no?
Say that
And
again,
just
Leon.
are we using any free or paid applications in our businesses today for the people?
Yes.
Move along.
I use a mix of both. So since I am the tool queen, I'm a tool hoarder, I'm just going to confess. I think that it's important to learn or use free tools if you're just getting started, because you don't want to hear any excuses. Don't let that be a hindrance, like your budget or whatever. But that being said, you should invest in your business and you should invest in tools, because 9 times out of 10, you're in business to make money. And you can't expect people to invest in you if you're not willing to invest in yourself and your business.
I think it means different things for different folks too, right? If you can't invest in the software, how are some ways that you can actually run your business for free until you get the money? And then how can you then reinvest in the tools that'll take you to the next level? So there's, like I said on the last one, there's levels to this, right? You're not going to start off just banging out the gate. Well, some people do, some people don't. I know I didn't start off banging out the gate with 1,000 subscribers and people are just banging at your door for services. For me, it took me a look and feel. So I had to get out there and look and kind of feel around what I wanted to do. I started off doing e-courses, didn't have an e-course, now I won. But I was like, oh, I can do e-course. But you have to really kind of figure out what your audience wants from you, how you're going to serve them, and what ways you can serve them. And I don't think you get there unless you just get started and dive right in, right? While we're talking about free tools, I use Google Forms and I still use Google Forms, right? It's a wonderful tool. So great tool to use. You can start off there, start off with a basic email address. I am not against the whole Gmail. There's a lot of people that are against, don't use gmail.com. Like, look, if that's what you need to do to get started, use it until you get to a certain level. And then yes, you do need to have your own URL. But let's say you don't know what business you want to start and you got people that you need to serve your people. If you need to serve them with a free Gmail account, do that. Use Gmail services. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can run a whole business with just Gmail.
And also they had G Suite, which is about $15 a month. That has a variety of tools. It has, Drive. It has Google Forms. But Jessica, why don't you share just a little bit why you use Google Forms? Like, what do you use it for? Because there's a lot of people who are maybe not tech savvy and need to get started. So please share what exactly you use Google Forms for.
I use them for surveys. I use them for client intake. Leon, can you? I used them for intake. I used them. Hey, that's okay. I had to yell at the kid. You do the typing. It's all good. Client intake forms. So when I first got started, I needed a way to take in clients' information and just find out what they wanted from me, how I could help them, what tools and what things they already had. And I was finding myself getting on those calls and not being equipped. So what I did was I created a Google form and I sent that Google form out to my clients and said, hey, thank you so much for booking with me. Fill out this form, please, so I can be ready for your session when we get on the call. And that helped a lot, a ton. It also gave me the data that I needed to market to my audience, right? Because now I knew what words they were using. I knew what their struggles were. And what's so funny about that is that everyone that filled out that form pretty much had the same type of pain points. And they came to me for the same thing. And I realized that I'm not a low ticket offer. I realized that if people don't want to just pay me, so when I started off, and I'm kind of switching over a little bit, but it's, believe me, I'm bringing it back around. When I first started out, I was like, oh, I could just put something out there for like $5. I remember putting up a post. It was like $5 sessions. If it's $5, everybody's willing to pay $5. And then I was thinking the whole song, I got 5 on it. And I was like, played on it. I was like, 5 on it for a session with me. That I didn't go over well at all. I ended up selling a session for $200. And I was like, oh, somebody just paid me $200 for that. And I realized that higher caliber people wanted me individually. They did not want no $5 person, and they didn't trust $5, to be honest with you. But I didn't notice that until I started putting out that survey and surveying them and saying, okay, well, why did you book this session with me? What is it that you want to get out of it? What are you struggling with right now? So on and so forth. So client intake was one of them. Of course, surveys is a huge one I use it for, to find out information about what people want, how I can help them, so on and so forth. Another one that I use, Google Forms. I'm trying to think. There was another one that I used it for. Oh, for guests, to book guests for my podcast. Before I started using Typeform, I was using Google Forms. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else, but I think that was it.
And Typeforms is like Google Forms. It has the same function to collect information. And you definitely want to do that, because to anyone who thought that email marketing was dead, COVID has made everybody know that's not true. Because if your business was shut down, or you needed a way to get in touch with your customers, if you had their email list or their phone for text messaging, that was huge. Otherwise, you had no way of getting in contact with them, because you had not collected that information.
Yeah, that's so key, Kathy. That is so key. Like the fact that we were all living by our phones. And it was so funny, because then you saw all of the like other entities trying to scrapple and trying to figure out how to work this stuff. And I'm like, I can help you. I can help you. I can help you. Okay. All right. And they're still struggling to this day to really get it together, especially our school district. And I'm like, y'all, this is not, no, man, it was a crazy thing. But we were all living by our emails, by social media. So even if you don't have a social media account, we talked about this the last time on the live stream. If you do not have a social media presence, social media is your referral system. It is a way for people to see you. It's a referral system, really, truthfully, on cocaine crack. It's like people, he said, no, people will come, and that was a joke, but it's no bad joke. But people will find you, they will see what you're doing, and they will start to refer you if you are consistent with it enough, and if you show up enough. So you really have to just realize and notice how to use these platforms, which platforms are right for you, to Kathy's point. So you definitely want to get with Kathy if you have more questions about that. She actually has a membership thing that's coming up really soon here. So you definitely want to get on her wait list for that, or ping her or DM her to get on her wait list for that. But you need to know where you're supposed to be to attract your ideal audience utilizing these tools, because as she said, and I feel like we might have a second wave of things shutting down again. You need to have a way to contact people that is not me physically seeing you or bumping into you or knocking on your door.
And we plan to talk about this at Transition and Thrive, which is Saturday, June 27th from 10 a.m. to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we plan to talk about these things: how to connect with your global audience, how to use social media with ease, how to create content in 15 minutes or less. You definitely don't want to miss that. And I will be talking about how to create a landing page and add a payment button to it. So another reason why you don't want to use free, if you only use it if you absolutely have to, is because on Saturday, I will have to walk people through it, because the free platform is down for system maintenance. So, think about these things. If you don't own them or you don't have a stake into them, if your platforms are like, no, this is stopping our money. We don't want angry customers. So maybe.
And you know what? This is a great point though, Kathy, because I just thought about something. Today, my clients finally signed up for Zoom, for a Zoom account, like an actual, they were using the free, and just when it cut off at 40, they would just call back in. Well, guess what? Zoom is now taking away the phone call ability for their free accounts. So if you are not paying for their Zoom, for your Zoom account, you don't get the access to have both people on a video as well as call in. They're taking it away from their free people because they're like, we got too much bandwidth. So y'all folks that's getting it for free, guess what? You're not getting the phone calls anymore.
So that's what happened. That's what happened the other day when we were like, well, what happened to the different phone call numbers?
Yep.
So and Jessica and I and Leon are on the paid version of Zoom. Like we've been before the COVID rush.
Yeah, before y'all even knew what Zoom was. We were definitely Zooming. It's so interesting to hear my kids be like, oh yeah, I'm getting on a Zoom call and I have to get on a Zoom call for my school. It's one thing. It's really, I don't know. The change has just been amazing. And the fact that we've now seen a surge in people saying, I need to go online because I need to make sure that I have that security factor of being in touch and connecting directly with my audience. I'm doing a whole webinar coming up soon on that as well. And our summit is all around that. We see how many of you are out here that are struggling with getting your business out in the forefront, or just having access to the tools, right? So maybe you have purchased a Webinar Jam, or you've been on you started a Shopify site. What's another one that people pay for? ConvertKit. All of these tools that you may have paid for and paid into, but you're like, okay, how do I get this thing to make money for me now? Because ultimately anything that you pay, whether it be person or software, should be making money back for you. That energy that you're putting into it with your money should be coming back to you tenfold with working for you. So you really need to learn how to make these things work for you in order to be successful.
And adding on to that is everybody does not need Infusionsoft coming out the gate. Now, I'm going to say it because I personally have Infusionsoft, so I'm going to say that. But if you're not making at least 5 to 10, something to cover that $299 or $199, if you're not making enough revenue to generate paying that, don't get that. It's
Let me tell you. Oh my gosh.
It's not time for you to do that yet, So man. I'm just saying, and I can say that because I have it, but I'm just saying.
Well, I ain't got it, and I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. No, don't get it until you're ready.
It's not for everybody. You have to be at a certain stage to make these tools sustainable. And trust me, there's like gold, silver, and platinum levels of tools that you can use to grow your business. So just keep that in mind. But whatever you do, get started. And a side note that it doesn't have anything to do with that. Me and my counterparts are color coordinated tonight. Leon has on the white, Jessica has on the red and white, and I have on the red and white. I just thought I would note that.
That is hilarious. Yeah, we totally didn't do that on purpose. But she's absolutely right. If you do not have enough money to pay into an Infusionsoft, or you're not making enough money, let me say that. If you're not making enough money, even if you work a full-time job and you have a side hustle, do not buy that. Do not buy Confusionsoft. I don't care if they change it to Keep. Don't buy, because I think what they did is they played on the words. So because so many people were canceling them, they were like, Keep. Yeah, let's change it to Keep so people can keep us around. No, don't keep them unless you know, unless you're making the money with that platform. However, I will say this: if you're making enough money and you're bringing and generating enough money, it is a amazing tool because there's so much you can do with it. But you do need to have that marketing insight or that digital person or that tool person or that Shopify person, I think it's that way. Our website person, our marketing executive, some way, somehow to help you. Oh, wait, Leon, I know you're going to say something, but I wanted to get this out to the people. I was actually, you know what, Leon, go ahead and say what you was going to say. Let me pull it up.
Well, let's start at the beginning, because I know we have got our technical hats on. Unfortunately, we have people that are not so experienced as we are. So we've got to be careful what we say here. So now, as we know, I'm going to use the word Confusionsoft, yeah, because this thing is a beast and it's confusing. Now, before we go into that, I've got to start off with the lovely audience that has joined us in the chat, and just bring them up to speed. They did ask the question, what is Infusionsoft? It's Confusionsoft. Guess what? It's confusing. Don't worry about it. We got some things about, is this in Eastern time? Yes, it's in Eastern time. The actual summit that's coming up on this 27th. I suggest you bring a friend. Don't come alone. This is going to be fantastic. There's a limited amount of seats that we're going to just take. We can't take everybody. This is the first warning. All right. And there's people that have got their all-day pass. There's food. There's entertainment. I know it's crazy. Guess what? It's going to be like just a summit. You would go to an event in whatever your local town, in your big conference room. We're going in like that. But the information that is going to be provided on this day is never, ever seen before. All right. So I'm going to give you a warning if you're going to miss out on this. But I'm going to tell you something, because these guys have just brought me in from nowhere, because I'm in a little cage and they're halfway across the world. And they said to me, Leon, we want you on this. And I said, why? I said, okay. They just dragged me out. And I said, okay, fair enough. And they said, just do what you got told to do. And they said, we're going to do something special. And they're going to tell you in a moment, but I'm just going to leave that for a description for now. Let's go back to the comments. Infusionsoft, what is it and why? Now, just think of a computer system that, let's think of a little book that can take all your clients and they write them all down somewhere, yeah? And you can go back to this book and query it and say, oh, hang on, I want to find this person, that person, and send them an email, so to speak, all right? So it's a big, what we call it, a CRM. It's a bit of a technical word, but however, it takes all the information from a form and puts it into large little database. So you know what database is, so like a filing cabinet. And said, all right, you know what, I'm going to keep these records, and you can actually send out information to these people based on different criteria. Okay, you don't need it. That's all you need to know. All right, at the present moment, use the old methods, whatever it may be, that you're used to. Yeah, don't get caught up into the hype. Yeah, at present moment, if you're not technical, don't get into it, and it's expensive. So more importantly, even if you go into the trial and you get wound up into it, and there's hundreds of alternatives for this particular thing. All right, it's not the best platform in the world. It's promoted that the best platform. I mean, I can recommend 101 platforms that can do then some and steroids. Yep. Going back to Kathy's original question the other day, why do we have three particular things and why we have paid things? Now, it's up to you. I'm going to give you a scenario. This is what you can do in life. You can walk, which is free, or you can take the train. They both get you to the same destination, but one gets there quicker than the other. You choose. Okay, that's all you've got. All right. It's not about the money, right? It's about the speed that you deliver on the internet. You can go slowly and miss everything. You can go quickly and get to the same destination. But if you're strapped for cash in certain situations like this, now you've got to honestly understand when you're doing something and say, how can I generate enough revenue to get to the final destination? Think about it that way, all right? And if you know this application can actually solve the problem quickly for you, now use the in the day, you've got the pain point here. You're going to the dentist and you've got a toothache. You can do this. In fact, I'll help everybody illustrate this very, very quickly. Let's get the illustration well. Now, we've got a piece of string. I've got a toothache. I can either tie this around my tooth and use the door. I can go to a professional and pay some money. You choose. All right. How fast do you want that pain away? All right. Just think about that. All right. But again, I do have free tools. I don't call them free because free is abused. You abuse that, you don't care about it. And this is a situation, if you want to do that, it will abuse you and your business. They don't care about you. The free one will cut off when you're in mid-flight and it could actually damage your business. You don't know. They'll take it away, they change it, whatever it may be, and they even terminate it because you're abusing it. Now, however, yeah, you can build on the actual complementary one, free stuff. But that's my objective. This is how I use it in my business. Is okay, fair enough. Here's a platform. Does it do and does it solve the pain point or the problem? Can I see it actually going? And if it does what it does, even on the trial, I've got 13 days or whatever, 12 days to prove it can do what it's going to do. If it does, then I'll say, okay, if that does that, it says this literally proved to me in that space of time, it saved me money or generated money or revenue in the business, as I say, then I will say, you know what, I'll take that money and do what's X, Y, Z. That is how I use it. I've got to prove to myself, this is an investment, not a liability in the business. If that makes sense.
And one thing I do want to say, we're using Infusionsoft as for illustrations. There are plenty other tools out there that you should not be spending your money on unless you're at that level. But in our world, Infusionsoft is kind of like the Mercedes.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Mercedes of marketing. And it does, yes, it does capture your clients, but it's much more robust. So it captures your clients, allows you to tag them. Now, what that means is maybe you have a list that is for moms, and then maybe you have a list for birthers or doulas. I'm going to use Jessica's industry as one of Jessica's industries as an example. And maybe you have one for nurses. So those are all different lists, but you're one person. So in order to tag them for that list, you might have nurses, you might have a list of nurses, you might have a list of birthers, and then you might have a list of moms. If they're all in one system, you want to be able to identify how did they come to you and how did they get in your database, because they don't all have the same needs. And while there are other tools that do that, Infusionsoft connects to like payment gateways, landing pages, one-page websites, your database, your shopping cart, and a lot of tools, you know, allow you to connect to Infusionsoft. But sometimes it's operating in the background. Like somebody might have a website and they might have a shop on their website, or they might have a download, and when you click download, if you look at the link, it says Infusionsoft, you know, some kind of code. So it does a whole lot of things. And it was $2.99 a month. And just a few years ago, until they rebranded, they have lower cost pricing plans. But a lot of people were like, I'm going to own a Mercedes of marketing, so I'm going to pay $2.99, but I don't have the money. I'm not generating the money to sustain that. I don't even have a shop on my website. I don't even have a website. You don't need it. So, you know, we're using.
But you know what, though? A lot of people, I think, used Infusionsoft, and they sold a lot of people into seats that didn't necessarily, that weren't ready for it. And so that is my love-hate relationship with the platform. And Leon and I talk about this a lot. I get upset when I feel like some software companies are taking advantage of the ignorance of folks, and it pisses me off. I feel like, and he's like, he always says, no, it's their job is to sell it. They know, you know, but I'm like, look, but if you know people are going to have a struggle, you know, I just feel like you shouldn't be selling this to people who aren't ready. There should be, when we talk about qualifiers and making sure that we're getting the right people in the seat, we should have some, you should have like, you need to be making this amount of money and then come to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just take the poor person's.
Look.
They were invited to events where that crowd, they were invited to make sales, but not necessarily was that crowd qualified to.
My point, exactly. I ain't gonna call out no names. I ain't gonna say who it was, but I'm gonna tell you, I had to help a lot of people out of their contracts, and I had to help a lot of people figure out what they're gonna do with their life just because someone sold them into an Infusionsoft product and they had no idea how to run it, what to do with it, and they were freaking out, and it caused a lot of stress in their lives, and people was having heart attacks. Okay. And I had to come in and save the day, you know, so it was a benefit to me because then I got paid, but don't do that to people. You know, I don't want to come into stressful situations and then I got to be like, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We're going to take you to MailChimp and get your business tight. Like,
I mean, what we've got to understand is this, and I hear you, Jessica, unfortunately, we do have standards in life and we've got to understand marketing. And marketing gets you exposed, sales gets you paid, as we know. But however, our marketing methods now, messages, what we do, they're focused on obviously getting numbers, and that's what they're on to do, and they're there to outrank competitors. So, in a sense, we can't blame the company and their ethics. We can blame the marketing people who go out and they go to get numbers. They don't care who they got. They've got a target to be met. So we've got to understand this very, very well. I mean, their objective is to make the numbers and disappear, and to build a company very, very quickly, whereby there's momentum in the marketing strategy at a very given point. This is very, very critical to see if this business fails or not. And there's a lot of money at stake, and we've got to understand our business and the business model. So I can't blame them for what they've done. End of the day, and on top of that, end of the day, this is what we do, and we're employed to do. To get numbers, bums on seats, and then they get people just interested. It's not a situation where you're selling you a credit card and you can't make decisions and your business goes fails. It's like in anything in life. You are responsible for your own actions. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say guess what, this could ruin your life, the software. No, because that's why Windows 95 or Windows 95. It's like buying Windows 10 or Mac OS. This computer is going to drain your internet and you're going to go virus and you'll die or something. So we've got to be very, very clear on the platform. Some people buy a Mercedes Benz. They don't say you're going to get bankrupt and you obviously, you know, or your credit's going to be ruined, do they? No, they give you a warning. If you take credit, you've got to support more at the small print, whatever it may be, but you sign the check. They don't pressurize you. All right. They don't say you don't have the money.
Yes, no. They do.
No, you go into Mercedes-Benz dealership on the day. I say, okay, have you got X, Y? They don't ask you any questions. Yeah, then it's okay. Fair enough.
They're like, guess what? You can have e-courses and da-da-da-da. And then this person made 5K. This person made 1 million. This person made 10 million. You go, oh, I gotta have that tool because it's gonna make me money. No, and then you get it. You're like, what the heck am I? Where's the?
There are guidelines, and I said big hi going to Deshawn Lefay because Deshawn Lefay. We're going to talk because she's off the chain when it comes to this. Listen, I'm not going to say no way. I'm going to listen. Anyway, she's coming on the summit this 27th.
Yeah. So anywho, like we said, if you're in that category and you need help getting out of your stuff and you need the right stuff to use, that's why we did the summit for that reason. It's because we saw so many people that were struggling and they were just like, I need help. And I don't know who to turn to. Like I done went to this person's summit, went to that person's summit. I done paid somebody that sent me a Facebook ad or sent me an Instagram ad, and they said they was gonna help me. They didn't help me. You know, we want to actually hear from you what help you need, and then provide that help to you. Right? We're listening to the actual problem and then helping you solve it.
Exactly.
So, go ahead, Leah.
No. Again, we're trying to help, not sell you something you're never going to use again. Right?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Kathy.
No. So, full disclaimer, I do have Infusionsoft, so I just want to say that.
But she knows how to work it. You know how to work it. That's the difference, Kathy. That's the difference. You know how to work. Or do you know how to work it, Kathy? No. Kathy, are you over there like,
no,
girl, is some pages in here?
Kathy's a boss. She got to understand. Kathy's goal.
Well, Kathy, you know, you got your girl. I've been all up in the girl. And let me tell you, so the reason why I'm saying this to Kathy, I'm not trying to be funky or nothing. What I'm saying is it took me, let me tell y'all how long it took me when a client got Infusionsoft. I'm like, Jessica, just learn it. I'll pay you. I was like, okay.
Oh, Nikki, Kathy's a boss when it comes to
it. Took me 20 hours.
Oh boy. So you didn't read the manual.
20
you didn't get the memo.
I don't like to watch, well, I watch YouTube videos. I'll watch a bit of it and I'll skim through the rest of it. But I take it as a personal challenge when I get into a software and I can't figure it out. So I was on that thing on every page, on everything. How does it connect? I'm like, what the heck? Their little learning stuff with their little learning training videos. Get that out of it. Did not tell me anything. I had to go in and literally figure out each little piece, how it worked together, what I'm supposed to click on. 20 hours.
But now you're a boss.
Oh, now I know Infusionsoft like crazy.
And I got a fantastic deal because Jessica's one of our mentors. We have a joint mentor, and she loves Infusionsoft, and she had a fantastic deal. And you know, I'm not paying $199.
Yeah, no, Kathy ain't. Kathy know all the deals. So that's one thing about Kathy.
She got the hookup. She's a hustler.
So let me say that. But but our whole point is just don't invest in things and you're not at that level. And I'm not being mean, but I'm just trying to save you some heartache. You know, because we've all learn tools, and Jessica and I were even talking about how I don't like using tools if I have to watch a video. I feel like I should buy the tool, be able to look at it, go click, 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 and do it. I shouldn't be spending hours, like Jessica was saying, finding out how to connect the dots. No. Like, who builds stuff and don't have any training videos? Or don't have it in
a lot of people.
Platform.
A lot of people. And because like Leon said, he's a developer. They don't think like us. They just think, oh yeah, we're gonna HTML PP pop on this and put it together and put it out there, and you buy it because it's gonna help you do whatever you need to do. And it's like, holy moly, what the? But I take it as a personal challenge. I look at that software and I'm like, I will figure you out today. And
I want you to look at this. When you buy a Windows machine, does it have a manual?
Heck no. The first time I got a Mac and I switched from my
Windows, yeah, it doesn't have a manual.
From Windows to Mac. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, what am I doing? And then I figured it out. But some folks are not like that. If you don't want to learn it, you know what? Pay me. I will learn it for you. But I will tell you right now, I will teach you how to use that thing. And because I got it, I did it 20 hours. I got on a call with her in an hour and a half. She was like, oh, okay. You know, so I go in and I learn all the stuff because I'm just, anyway, I'm crazy. So anywho, I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about something really quick. Hold on, let me pull it up. So every week we come and we put together. I put together the little like our little promo for it. This week was crazy, so y'all have to forgive me. But there are some people that I was going to put on our promo today, and I wanted to at least talk about them during the live stream and why I put them on the promo. So if you know who these folks are, they are Salt and Pepper and Spinderella. And yeah, we old. So what?
Talk for yourself now. You're talking experience. I don't know what you're talking about. Right?
Some of y'all young bucks might not know who Salt and Pepper is, but anyway. So the reason why I have them on here is because they came up with a whole like marketing thing back in the day that was genius. But really it wasn't them. It was the person that behind them named Herbie. It was Herbie, right? It's Herbie?
Yeah,
I think it was Herbie. He had the insight and the foresight to see, because I think their names was like they said their names was
the DJ,
yeah.
No, but their name was something else, Super Fantastic or something like that. Like some name they had before they had Salt and Pepper. They had a tagline said, "We go together like salt and pepper," and that's how they got their name. So that's how they got their name, but then they branded themselves. Their jackets had their Salt and Pepper on the back, right? You saw the jackets, you saw the hats. The story behind all of that is that Herbie said, I had to wait for your for
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Herbie said, "Hey, you know what? We need to put you guys out there. We need to do something unique." So they went and got these hats from a Black woman that made these hats in their town, right? They got their shoes from some cheap shop, like $20. They went and they got the like one-piece suits, and then the jackets were actually made by Kid from Kid and Play. Kid actually had a leather store that he designed the jackets, and then the guy that does all the clothing in New York, what's his name? Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan created it. Right? So I want you guys to really think about that. Even back then, how they were working together to bring together this look that ultimately became like an iconic look that they used to brand themselves and build an empire off of like Salt and Pepper, and their songs are known today, of course, all that good stuff. So I try to give you guys marketing examples for music because I think that's one place we know it's there, but we don't really like talk about it. Like we don't dig deep into the marketing that goes behind the stuff that we listen to every single day and the stuff that those songs that impact our lives that we can instantly listen to a Shake Your Thing or a Push It song, and think about this style because they had the marketing foresight.
Go ahead, Leon.
No, I mean, as a person who was in the industry back then and understood this well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Leon. You was
the don't blow me out, girl. Don't bust my bubble. Like, yes, well, let's okay. Well, we talk about it a little bit because obviously we want to stay on what we're talking about here. But back there in the marketing, marketing was very, very, very impressive indeed. And obviously from the US, like I told you from a US and UK point of view, we used to still do idol the US when it comes to music. US was very, very good. Then definitely marketing people on long terms. The record industry was striving on marketing, and they realized when it came to Dapper Dan, and obviously came, people like, I don't want to say Jay-Z, but I'm saying when it came to a point where the hip hop industry turned of clothing and merchandise, that turned the tables and obviously raised the bar because they realized, okay, we now can use merchandise and clothing as a way to drive, as a driving force for the actual music industry. Not only we can move the market into a different place. And that was a huge turn when that happened because the money was made because they understood the TV industry realized that it was a big, like Sean John, Puffy, already started to go into it, and the Marys and whatever, maybe they realized this is not just music. There's a whole trend. There's a whole big cycle here.
There's a whole culture here, right?
There's a whole
culture.
Just on clothing alone, and they took like units, and this is why a majority of these people started to do clothing lines, and and it just took off from there. So
But
So
they're
what we
the
can,
reason why we do t-shirts. If you think about, even for our summit, we've talked about doing t-shirts and doing, cups. With Black Women Leave America, we have t-shirts and mugs. Those things, those merchandise things that we see, even with and I'm gonna bring up the person you can't stand again, Leon, but he just stands forefront in my mind. Gary V. Gary V has t-shirts and all that other crap that he has, right? That people just buy just because they like seeing him. But that started from our culture saying, hey, we can have this music, but we also can have merch. We can have, and they didn't have the internet back then, but they were reaching worldwide audiences by getting their music out there and selling stuff like crazy. Can you imagine how much money they would have had if they would have licensed their stuff?
Now,
well, girl, I mean, if we, first of all, what we got to understand back then, the music industry was a very, very shady sort of institution.
Oh, I know. And they was raping them. They were
yeah.
taking those. They was taking everybody money, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we have examples of people that have done it wrong, but ways that we can now use the technology and the insight that we have and the access to information that we have right now to really knock it out the park, right?
Well, guess what? We still haven't gone anywhere, because I'm not going to say no disrespect to the people in our industry right now, because obviously we still don't own, even if we did own.
But no, there's a lot of independent artists right now that do own their catalogs.
But hang on, we're in the digital age. You can own all the music you want. Yeah. What we're doing here, from the technical points another day, nobody understands. It's not. It is.
That's facts, though.
The actual asset you should have in today's world. Yeah, many people in the music industry don't even have a list. They don't even know how the marketing strategy works.
And they all got Shopify sites.
Well, I don't know, but guess what?
No, they do.
Their particular area is still the royalty check. Now, it is changed online right now. It's not the royalty check before. It's per download. And if you don't understand the digital point of downloads and how this works, you can make as much beats as you want. Yeah. Again, you can sell them like Kanye West back in the days. But that is still not the key. I'm not really going to go into it, because guess what? It is a bit something off the topic.
Yeah. No, it's on topic. It's very on topic. It's marketing with friends.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about free and paid tools at the present moment.
Yeah, well, free and paid tools was the beginning. We done switched it over now. But Kathy, you were going to say something. Go ahead, Kathy.
No, I do think that although he is not musical, I do think it would be interesting to have Dapper Dan, because when I heard his story, it's just amazing, and his fight with Gucci. So that's like, stay tuned for the next episode type of story. But his audience, he knew his audience, and how he made his money was with hip hop. And so that whole story is fascinating, but we will share that for another time. But
everything is marketing. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. That's the key point here, right? When I look at it from the musical standpoint, just because I'm a huge hip hop head. But I look at some of the things that they did, and I'm like, oh, how can I use that in my business? Because it's marketing. Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, getting back to what people joining hip hop in the day. I mean, it's surprising what went down. And now, I embrace what the YouTubers are doing now. Back in the days, majority of the people that was talking about this, and you know what, I was quite surprised on this one. Because just don't want to get off topic, as I said before. When it was not Gucci Rap, someone from the Juice Crew, what was his name? I forget his name. He actually made the song. Oh, continue. I'll try and work it out. One of the guys from the Juice Crew made a song that was a hit song. Was it called Rap? I think it was no. Carry on. I'll find the guy who done it, and I'll tell you what the song he
Okay.
made.
But
Right.
she's right. Kathy is right. Dapper Dan knew his audience inside and out. Right. And you have to think about what marketing he did. All of that was word of mouth. And to our point earlier about using social media, this is the new word of mouth.
No, Dapper Dan, what you've got to do, if you place yourself back in the actual particular area, all right. Now, Dapper Dan came from Jamaica. Yeah? Jamaica just literally had a lot of people that are very, very extremists. And extremists, and they can actually cut everybody from a Jamaican background. They knew how to use a sewing machine. I mean, obviously it was cotton. That's what the situation is. And that's what went on. And that was the culture. And even that, the level, this was actually some of the Jamaican cultural people was actually making, and that's where it took off. And so obviously there alone, he was, doing a lot of stuff. And obviously we had the guy from what's his name? I've lost his name now. But again, the guy with Jay-Z or whatever maybe he was named. But then that there was a big fight going on there. But again, that alone shows you the dynamic that was going on. Marketing was very, very, very prevalent. So they was in the right frame of mind. They understood, guess what, this is the new way. And we are, as Black people, we are flamboyant and we like to show off. All right. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. And it's okay. It was about who had the flyers gear. Absolutely. On their rap video. Yeah. I want my leather suit to look kind of hot end of the day. If I've got to look the bomb on MTV rap.
And the uniqueness of it, right? They wanted to do it with a twist. It wasn't just let's do it the regular way, right? Remember when everybody started wearing Tommy Hilfiger and saying we took that whole thing and just flipped it.
I mean, that was the time at the end of the day. I mean, it's not even a shame, but again, we still do it now, but again, it's digital. We have to do it very quickly, and nowadays it's like, how can I make your particular garment online, and can you put a print chest on it? Because obviously now everything's 3D modeling. You don't even have to worry, I have 10 versions very, very quickly. Yeah. And do you want this one, this one, this one? Yeah. And then we go make it. That's what's happened. It's actually garment on demand now. It's not even, I'm going to come for it and 6 weeks later you can get it. Situation.
And speaking of which, I will have it the next time that we go live, but I was watching a Pinterest training and there is actual site that you can create a design. You can send it to them. They will put it on a table, a chair, a pillow, and then you can sell it online.
Will that be made? Yeah,
without it being made.
And people, choose it based on the design.
Yeah, Printful does that as well. Printful has.
It's got large range.
Yeah, I remember uploading a design and then they had it like on a t-shirt, on a towel, I was like, I can put it on all this stuff.
Exactly. But they have, that company has an awesome affiliate. So if your design sells, then you get a commission off of it. And what the class was about was somebody who's very successful on Pinterest. That's how she makes her money with affiliate we're just going to say for the sake of this conversation, it was Printful, and her designs always sell. And that's how she makes money, because people are pinning it like, oh, I really like that. And then they're selling it.
Off topic, MC Shan he actually, I think you wrote Snow Informer, that big song. He got paid. Where is he now? Yeah, #1 Informer, that guy. At that time, if they
I think I heard some about him recently. He said he's still getting paid off that song.
Of course he is.
What song is it?
Informer. I don't know the rest of it.
That is amazing. I saw the interview on that MC Shan. I go, what the hell? They done that? at that time. And that was the hit. Again, I didn't know where that came from, but if MC Shan was behind that,
I mean, that's
wow.
another revenue source too, that I mean, we can have another show about, but you can definitely create some music that can be in movies, that can be in TV shows, that you can license out to YouTubers. You know, there's all sorts of ways that you can license things that you already do. That we actually will be talking about that on Saturday as well.
Mm.
And there's audio track where you can buy the track itself, but of course I have a tool for that. I bought a tool called SoundWise,
Right.
and basically you can create your own audio and sell it off of SoundWise. You know, it could be a podcast, it could be music or whatever, but as long as it's an audio file and you just sell it through SoundWise.
That's nice.
You got all the shiny,
I need to
shiny
get on that. I know. Look, I'm like, oh, hold up. I need to get on that.
Look, instead of Resource Reader, I should be the shiny object sister.
For real. Let's
Call
see.
me SOS for help. Okay.
We're gonna make it as a package out. You know, you got the sound, you got the website, you've got the listen.
The merchandise, you got the merch, the video, the sound, the graphics, the man.
Well, what's you got? You got the limos.
Well, that's why I'm going to after Saturday, because I do want people to come to Transition and Thrive. And we almost didn't want to call it a summit because most summits, you listen, you take notes, they have a slide, a presentation, you get a download.
For real.
But at this summit, you're going to walk away and you're going to actually do it. And you're not going to just take notes. So you're going to walk away with something tangible that you can use, whether it's electronic or something you can put in your hand. But that's definitely what makes us different.
Yeah, so all those people.
Okay. No, I was going to say, guys.
No, but I just like if we called it something other than a summit, then people wouldn't know what it is. So that's the only thing about pioneering something or making it different, is that your audience has to know what you're talking about in order to sign up. So I just did that for free.
That's okay. You throw more into free, because guess what? There's going to be, I mean, again, it's complimentary, because guess what? I'm going to tell you about this Transition to Thrive Summit and today what's going on. It's not just the summit, as Kathy said here. All right, just going to explain what is really going on this summit. Yeah, you're going to get from 10 o'clock Eastern time until 5:30 for magical speakers, trainers, whatever you want to call themselves. They're all their experts. You can call them, gurus, whatever, however you want to frame it. They're going to help.
Just don't call me Nancy.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. As my favorite Deshaun says in the Muslim FA, I don't know. But more importantly, guess what? On this particular day, you're probably reading why are we talking about it so much? Because there is a lot of you do need help, and you are channeling your efforts in places that may need not to go. But we're going to try and save you on some situation. And again, this is not an investment to us, because if you really wanted to work with us one-to-one, you'll need a mortgage. I'm telling you now. All right. So it's not a situation like that. It's something that we thought about very, very hard and dear, and compiled with the information that's going out there. If you're a business owner that you really want to make this happen, I suggest you come in, check it out. There's going to be, as I said before, on that particular day, I wouldn't have put it up at the present moment, we're just working on something. But again, the last few days are coming through, and it's quite vital you check out. Then the door closes. This is not going to be done again in this particular format. We do have things in the past, in the future, in the past, and that we are going to open the doors up for, and you probably may get replaced. I don't know, but it depends on how they feel on this one. They may be saying, no, this is going to be archived, we'll put this away. So take full advantage of this, check it out, make a decision quickly, because the time is ticking. Yeah, there's a timer on this. All right, so don't come at the last moment. because you may get some funny surprises, and that's what we don't want to deal with the customer service team. All right, so don't ask for anything because it says what it says, and they're ready to change this coupon. Can you tell them about this coupon thing that your voucher thing you're telling them about? What is it? How does it work?
Yeah. So you want me to say what it is?
Well, tell us how it works. How does it work? Yeah, I don't know. Just let them know.
TNT 50. TNT
Okay.
50.
So what is it?
And actually, tomorrow is the last day.
Oh God. Tomorrow's the last day. I didn't even know that myself, but guess what? If it's the last day, that means it's the last day. All right. Okay, no problem. If it's the last day, TNT 50. All right. However you put uppercase, lowercase, but again, if you go into that page, that's if you're watching outside in a different group, or you just got the last tail end of it, I suggest you go into the Facebook group and or again find this called Transition and Thrive, one word.com. Once again, transition. If you can't spell, Google it, and thrive.com, and land on the page. Just go on the page, put a workable email address in there. We're not going to, it's a reason why we've got to put that in there. Put your name and also that code, TNT50, and it will do something magical on the end. All right. And that is something special. Now, just to let you know, again, it's a whole day, and obviously Jessica's just done something nice for all you guys, and she's thrown in a hell of a lot of things. I don't know how she's going to do it, and does she need help? Because I haven't got a clue. I couldn't do it myself, but she's just put in a hell of a lot of stuff. She'll talk about it a little later, but more importantly, I'm not going to go for the topic. Do that. That's your homework, and welcome everybody that's in the chat that's joining us from all different live streams, and they're telling their friends and they're sharing it on their Facebook friends. This is going to be here. We're going to do more and more and more. And look at also, I just want to point out, we do have a new brand spanking new Facebook group, and Jess is going to talk about it.
Yeah, we do have a new Facebook group. So if you're interested, please go ahead and request to join. It's called Digital Marketing with Friends. We will place that link in the description here. We also want to just let you all know that we are, oh Lord, I was going somewhere with that and then I lost it. We also want to let you guys know that we were putting together this group for the specific reasons of having you all be able to network as well, right? This group is for you to learn about digital marketing, implement what you're being taught, but then also network, invite your friends to come to the group as well. Invite them out, let them know that this group is available to you all, and we'll be going live through the rest of this week until the summit to support you, answer any questions you may have. You can only ask questions if you're inside the group, so make sure you ask to join the group. Once again, it is Digital Marketing with Friends. We will place the link here. And yeah, ask your questions away, and we'll try to get to you as best as we can.
So, one of the things that as we talked a lot.
And if you're new, type new. Sorry. If you're new
to
us, please hashtag new. If you're watching the replay, please hashtag replay. Go ahead now, Kathy.
So one of the things is I'm glad that we're talking about tools, and not till after the summit, because I really want you to come to the summit, because we're really putting together something that is really going to help you grow no matter what stage of your business you are in, because we all have our own expertise. And so I really want you to come, but after the summit is over, my academy will speak to using tools for various stages of your business. So if you hear people talk about when you want to scale, that might be when you want to use Infusionsoft. When you're just starting out, you might want ConvertKit. It just depends on what your business is and what your needs are. Or you're a coach or a consultant. People often ask, like, what is a great appointment setting tool? So there are different definitely different stages of those, even though Jessica and I both have Book Like a Boss. And I like that tool. So, really come out on Saturday, transition and thrive, and just think about, how do you want to grow your business for the remainder of the year? We're already at the end of June. So it's like 6 months to go.
Don't remind me. I know. Plus the fact that, here's the thing, hey everyone, welcome to the Facebook Live Digital Marketing with Friends. I am Jessica. I have Kathy here. I have Leon. If you are hearing something that's great, if you have any questions, please cash app your experts. If you're hearing something and we're giving you value, if you value the show, please go ahead and cash app your experts. Our names are our cash app handles. So with that being said, Kathy will also provide you guys with the discount codes, right? So you'll have access to that. So you guys can get the discount codes to all of the softwares that she comes across. So any discount codes that she knows about, she's going to be giving you guys that. So if you need to get if you're ready for the Infusionsoft, if you're ready for what else did we say we liked? Book
Like a Boss.
Thank you. Book Like a Boss. Lord, I don't know where my head was going with that. Book Like a Boss. If you need a software to take in your clients or do client intake, and you're like, what do I use? Who has the best deal? I've gotten so many different software platforms from Kathy that have been one-time payments that have been amazing, that I would have been paying every single month for. And to tell you the truth, I would have just went ahead and canceled it, because I don't want to pay nobody every single month, right? I don't want to pay you one time and be done with it, or pay one annual fee and be done with it, right? So Kathy has really given value to our group. And this is why I brought these experts to you guys. We have been in a mastermind group for the last 2 years together, and we've all helped each other grow. I call it the manifestation group, because everything we talked about that we wanted came to pass. It was really a manifestation. One of our group members isn't here right now because her business is so booming right now. And she's been able to manifest everything that she pretty much wanted. She was like, where are all these people making this money? And we're like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And she's like booming right now. So know that when I bring you these people, I'm bringing you the truth. I'm bringing you the real.
Speaking of which, I gave her a tool yesterday that allows you to, it's invoice, digital signature, appointment setting, and CRM, customer relationship management. And it does like 7 different things, but one-time fee. So,
So you're not paying your monthly fees out. I am huge about making sure that my overhead for my business is as low as possible. So if I ain't got to pay you monthly, I pay Zoom, and I think my email marketing software and Dropbox. That's it. I'm not paying nobody else monthly. Oh, and my VA, of course, because that's ongoing and it's human labor. So I do need to pay that person. But other than that, like everything else, Kathy's giving me these tools. I'm like, thank you. One of them was $50. I was like, heard it. Thank you, Lord. Hey, so let's keep them coming. And now the tool is like 300, I think, or something crazy.
Yeah, even tools like Be Live, one-time fee.
And Be Live is amazing if you want to do live streams like the ones that we're doing now. The only reason I do not use them is because I like to have a place in the space where I can just send a link to my VA and he can go in and edit these videos so we can repurpose. That works for me, and I can also use it for clients. So I have multiple purposes for it.
So shout out to Kamari. I hope I said that.
Kamari, I'm mad at you.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, marketing, we've talked about Dapper Dan. We've talked about, marketing in hip hop. So Kamari, that's definitely a conversation you got to join us on. When you're ready, bro, let me know. Because he is the ultimate like hip hop head. Kamari is. But we talked about marketing in hip hop and how that those lessons can be also transferable to our business. Like I said, a lot of folks that I look at that were, back in the day, I'm like, how did they reach all these people without the internet? Like now we have the internet, so now I can see it. But back then they were able to do it. So how can we take some of those tactics and now make them 10 to 20 times more effective? Because now we have access to our consumers directly. We could speak directly to them, get them on a call, get them on an email list, get them on a whatever, and build those relationships with our clients. So we are at the end of Digital Marketing with Friends, but Transition and Thrive is where it's at. You want to make sure you use that coupon code by tonight. If it does not work, then you need to hit up Kathy and be like, hey, girl.
Yeah, contact me. Hey, I want you there. And even though Leon gave her a shout out, I'd like to give out a shout out to Deshawn, because she is like,
yay, Deshawn.
She's in.
Deshawn, we're gonna have you up here next. As soon as we get your business going, you're gonna be up here next with us. talking that talk.
She's in. Oh, she's hot another day. Actually, you know what? That'd be interesting another day. Shall we? Yeah, as I said, when's our next session? We can actually get people up here that's coming on the show, on the summit.
Yeah.
Is it something that we can do? Do you think that's something?
Yeah. So you guys, we will be back again. Today is what, Tuesday? We will be back again on Thursday. Is when I have it scheduled. And then our summit is on Saturday. We'll try to come on Saturday. We'll try to come on tomorrow. If Leon twists my arm to try to get me on tomorrow, we'll see how that goes, because I got a lot of stuff going on this week.
Kathy, what are you saying? Can we twist your arm? Can you grace us with your presence tomorrow? I don't know. How's that work?
I got a lot going on, you guys.
I'm not talking to you. Talking to Kathy. Kathy, that wasn't your question. That was on your cue.
Oh.
Yeah, whoa.
I can do that. I think I can do that.
So, Jessica, you got some work to do. Set the stream up.
Man.
We're going in.
Good night, Deshawn. We love you too.
Good night, you guys.
Just look out for an email from us. We make all your show. You never know.
All right. So a little bit of music for us to go out on. Marketing with friends, marketing with friends, marketing with friends, marketing with friends. Then we go with
Is that the remix? Is that
I don't know. Oh, we gotta go.
No, since you're a hip hop hit, marketing with friends.
Uh-oh. You know.
Okay. All right. We out.
Shut that stream down.
Peace.